Hey there guys, it's Tina and I'm back. And we have to talk about some foolishness that has recently popped off in our beauty community. Specifically with a now problematic brand, Hourglass Cosmetics. Now you guys have probably heard about Hourglass Cosmetics. They've been in the beauty space for quite a while now, and one of their most iconic products is one you've probably heard of. Maybe you even own one of them. That is their Ambient Lighting Powder. And their Ambient Lighting Powders kind of took the makeup community by storm when they originally released. These are finishing powders that are meant to mimic certain ambient lighting, hence the ambient lighting name. And they have 6 different shades in the range, and each of the shades have different names corresponding to the lighting effect that they're supposed to mimic. So think about dim light, incandescent light, candlelight. So all their powders have these really beautiful ethereal names, and the finish is beautiful. The look on the skin is stunning, and I have been in love with their ambient lighting products for a while now. Now they recently released a new ambient lighting palette. This is volume 2. I already own a volume 1, and there is also hints of a volume 3 that is supposed to debut in the fall. Now, you're wondering, what's the problem, Tina? Here's the thing. This product was released under false pretenses. In fact, the marketing image for this product was so deceptive that I went ahead and picked it up myself because I was so interested when I saw the marketing image. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, okay, what about the marketing image? I'll show you right now. Here it is. Do you see anything here that may be intriguing to you, especially if you are a darker skin beauty? Of course, the model is stunning. The palette looks amazing. It looks like it works beautifully for her skin. So with that being said, I thought, oh my God, this is my time to shine. Okay, I am ready. I am prepared. I want it all. Because a lot of people have been asking Hourglass to release deeper, darker versions of their ambient lighting powders, of their ambient lighting palettes, of their ambient lighting blushes, of their ambient lighting strobing powders. We want darker, deeper versions. We've been screaming this for the longest. So many of us have spoken up about this in the beauty space, and most notably, Samantha Ravndal has even implored Hourglass to, hey, start releasing deeper products. It's full time, it's 2021, what are you waiting for, right? And there was some hope initially when they removed their Illume Sheer Color Trio from the market. They were gonna reformulate into a vegan formula. So there was some of us that were wondering, hey, does that mean they're gonna release additional shades of this product? Because it's a bestseller, okay? People love this product. It's a beautiful trio of a bronzer, a blush shade, and a highlight shade in a cream formula, and I owned it. It was beautiful. It worked decent enough for my skin. It wasn't rich enough though, so definitely they needed to add a wider shade range, add options for darker and lighter skin, you know? Yeah, they didn't do that. In fact, they just released the same palette now in a vegan formula. So okay, fine, no problem. But when they released this palette, volume 2, I was sure that this was gonna be their move in the right direction. Ha! Was I wrong? Was I ever wrong? So again, I'm gonna pop up the image right here. You will see the beautiful model, you will see the palette, and here it is. This is the palette. Does something seem off to you? Yeah, absolutely. All right, what I'm gonna do is run through a demonstration of this product because I want to give it a fair shot, okay? Yeah, I'm talking mess right now and saying that, hey, this isn't suitable for darker skin tones, but I want to show you how this product applies so you can make your own mind up. It is not for me to tell you what to do or what to think about a product, and since I already bought it, foolishly, I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate this product for you. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and show you you an up-close shot of this palette. It is beautiful. It is, again, the Ambient Lighting Palette Volume 2 from Hourglass. And again, this is the second edition of their best-selling Ambient Lighting Palette. And these palettes contain 3 shades of ambient lighting powder that act as an instant filter to deliver a flawless complexion with a multi-dimensional glow. These palettes contain shades designed to finish, highlight, contour, refine, or warm the skin, and can be applied individually or layered for custom luminosity. It retails for $64 and contains 0.10 ounce or 3 grams of product times 3. So there are gonna be 3 shades in here. Each of them are 0.1 ounce, which is not a lot, or 3 grams each. So you get a total of 9 grams of product. Hold up. I think I should mention this as well. This palette retails for $64 for 9 grams of product, while a single shade of the ambient lighting powder contains more product at 10 grams, and those retail for $48 for the full size, or you can get the mini size for $24. So just keep that in mind, that this palette is $16 more for less product overall. The expected usage life for this is 12 months, and this product is cruelty-free and made in Italy. And since this is a volume 2, I want to go ahead and show you these palettes up against each other so you can see the difference in shades. And volume 2 definitely is more golden. It is a hint deeper and richer than volume 1, which was more pinky, more beige, and definitely a lot lighter. However, this palette still has 3 very light shades, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you the swatches of these shades. So included in this palette is Soft Light, which is described as a soft, pale peach powder that illuminates the complexion. Then we have Radiant Light, which is a sun-kissed golden beige powder that enhances the complexion with believable, subtle warmth. And then we have Golden Bronze Light, which is described as a radiant medium bronze powder that adds depth and warmth. Now here's my first issue with this palette, one that you guys might not think is that big a deal, but for me it is, and for others it may be a big deal. It may make or break your decision whether or not you're gonna pick this palette up. All 3 shades in this palette are re-released shades or permanent shades. Their Ambient Lighting Edit Mini Sculptural Unlocked palette from Holiday 2020 has 2 shades in that palette that are repeated in this palette. So you have Soft Light and Golden Bronze Light, which are both in that palette. In addition to that, their Unlocked Ambient Lighting Edit palette from Holiday 2019 also has those same 2 shades. Okay, that in itself is irritating enough. So if you already have any of these palettes, because they have been very popular, they have sold out, people love them. If you already have any of those palettes, you have 2 of the shades already existing in those palettes. Mind you, if you have 2 or more of the palettes, or if you collected all of them, yeah, you have multiples of those shades available. And then the 3rd shade, Radiant Light, which is the center shade, that is a permanent shade from their lineup. Lo and behold, I didn't know that. I have that in my collection, and I went ahead and duplicated it in this palette. Now the good thing is, I didn't have any of those other ambient lighting palettes because to me, they just were very repetitive. They were shades that are very similar to existing shades in their line, and I just didn't see them really pushing the envelope and creating new shades, deeper shades, richer shades. They just kept regurgitating the same shades over and over and over again in each of their palettes. So I skipped out on those, luckily. However, the second issue I take with this palette is the marketing image. These images feature a very beautiful dark skin model, and the palette that she's holding up next to her seems to be deeper than it actually is in person. And I am just so flabbergasted that they really think they can get away with this. They definitely edited the hell out of that photo, hence their edit palettes, but they edited the hell out of that photo to make this palette appear to be deeper and richer than it actually is. And I am so pissed off by that, because the image was what drove me to buy this sight unseen. I didn't think about it. I didn't like look at the the shades, and that's my fault too, because I should have looked a little bit more deeply into the shades. But I still wouldn't have owned 2 of the shades that are repeat shades from other limited edition palettes. So on one hand, I'm getting new shades to my collection, but then on the other hand, I'm getting a repeat shade that I already have in my collection, which is actually my favorite shade out of this palette. So here we are. Let's go ahead and jump into the demonstration, because I still want to show you how this applies and performs in case you're curious and you want to see how it looks on my skin. For reference, I am a dark tan skin. I am NC43, NC45 in MAC, so you can use it as reference to see how this looks on my skin tone. So let's go ahead and throw this on my face. Alright, so let's go ahead and apply this palette to my skin. You've already seen the up close shots of this palette. You've seen the swatches, like really intense swatches. Now we're gonna go ahead and apply this to my skin the way I normally would. So I already have foundation on, and I have a cream bronzer on as well. I have concealer under my eyes. And I powdered under my eyes because otherwise my concealer would crease, but we're still gonna apply some of these powders under my eyes as well. But the rest of my skin is unset. So this is pretty much tacky skin. So this product has a lot to stick to. So we're gonna go ahead and see how this performs. So I'm gonna start out with the lightest shade here, which is Soft Light. And we're gonna zoom in just a bit so you can see me apply this directly to my skin. So I'm gonna grab a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna grab that powder, and I'm going back and forth to pick up sufficient powder on the brush, so you see it there. And I'm going to tap that on the center of my forehead, and this is supposed to give me a lighted effect. Again, I don't have any setting powder on this area of my skin. So did you see anything change? I'm not sure. All right, so I'm gonna pick up some more of the powder and tap that again, center of my forehead, to see if that adds some light. I'm also gonna pop some on my chin area, and then we'll pop some under my eyes, even though I already have setting powder under my eyes. But this is going to be a more buff and smoothen effect. At least that's the intent. Now we're gonna go in with Golden Bronze Light, which is the bronzy shade. And I'm gonna grab an angled brush for this, and we're gonna go directly into the powder and pick it up on the brush, as you can see. And I'm gonna apply that to my temple area. I already have my cream bronzer down, so again, this has something to stick to. So I'm gonna apply that to my temple, around my jawline and cheek area, just to give a bronzing effect. And we're gonna see how this works. I don't think I have this bronzer in a full size, but I have tried their other bronzers. So we're gonna see how this applies and works. Okay, very glowy. And then I'm also gonna grab some of it and just do like a very light pull down the sides of my nose. I'm not trying to contour necessarily, but I just want to see if it will do some shading along the bridge of my nose. Okay, then we're gonna go in with Radiant Light, which is the highlighting shade. That one has more shimmer to it, and I'm gonna run that down the bridge of my nose just for a highlight effect, and then on the very tip. And I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna do it right now along my cupid's bow, just a little bit, just to see if it shows up. It does a little bit. And I'll also grab that on a smaller brush and do some highlighting with that color just on the high points of my cheeks. And I think you can definitely see that it applies pretty nicely. So far, that's probably the one product that I'll say shows up really well. I think that is very, very nice. So here you have the finished face from a distance, so you can see the effect that this product had on my skin. And like I said I would do before, I'm gonna insert the before and after so you can see what effect this palette had on my skin after we sculpted, highlighted, and contoured with this product. You can kind of tell if there are any significant differences that this palette made to my skin. Did it accentuate and highlight any areas? Did it make my skin look more blurred and flawless? You tell me. So here are my thoughts of this product after playing with it and applying it. It does look very pretty on the skin, especially the highlighted area. I personally love the highlighter in this palette, Radiant Light. I love how it looks on my cheeks. I am into a very subtle highlight. I don't like a blinding highlight at all. And I think this looks really beautiful on my skin. This is my type of highlight where it looks like I'm lit from within. It doesn't look harsh. There's no glittery particles to it. It just looks like a beautiful glow on my skin. So I absolutely do love the highlight. As far as the soft light powder goes, that is the lightest powder and it has more of a satin finish to it, or more like a satin matte finish. It's just meant to blur your skin, give a little bit of a highlighted effect under your eyes so you can sweep it over concealer. You can also pop it on the center of your forehead, down the bridge of your nose, wherever you want a slight lifting, brightening effect, maybe a blurring effect. And that one is not very noticeable on my skin. I do think it's a nice powder in that it's very finely mailed. It gives you a very light blurring effect, but it's not significant enough on my skin. I don't see that much of a difference. I could use just a simple setting powder to achieve the same look. As for the bronzing shade, Golden Bronze Light, while I think it did give a really pretty result, like I have a nice sculpt going on with this shade, I already had cream bronzer down, so that is just kind of helping to pull out the depth in that shade because the shade is very, very light. It doesn't show up on my skin on its own. You do have to layer it over another bronzer for it to show up. So to me, this is like, why am I even gonna bother? But it does give a pretty effect to the skin. Again, it has a subtle glow to it, similar to the highlighting shade, but it's not too shimmery or shiny. But to me, I can get this effect from other powders. And even though it's pretty, is this really bronzing? Is it doing anything to my skin? If you are even a touch darker than me, it probably won't even show up. Like, it's gonna show up as a highlighting powder, which, is that what we want here? I don't think so. So now that you have seen the application, you've heard me bitch and moan about this palette, let's dive into my final thoughts. I think this is a complete slap in the face from Hourglass, especially since we have been asking them for deeper shades to their blushes, to their ambient lighting palettes, and their ambient lighting powders. We've been asking for a while now. And it's not just those of us that have deeper, richer skin that are asking for an expansion of the shade range. There are allies that are also pushing for more inclusivity. So they've been pressured by the beauty community here online, and yet they decided to release this, and then they have the nerve to say, oh, there's a volume 3 coming out in the fall, as if I should hold on to my bootstraps because now they're finally gonna let the darkies in. And I'm like, what in all F is going on, okay? Are you serious? It's like, oh yeah, we have something coming for you, so stay tuned. Really? 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 No, we're not waiting anymore. At this point in the game, there is no reason for us to support a brand that doesn't support us and doesn't want to include us in their line. They have money. Hourglass has millions and millions of dollars. They have the resources to expand their range. They have the resources to do better. So don't tell me that they can't do better. Even their foundation range, it's not that great either. They're deep, rich shades, and this is where their deception continues. In their shade range, if you see the darkest shade, it's espresso and it looks so rich and chocolatey. Look at the swatches compared to what you see in the little squares on Sephora. Yeah, that is not a deep, dark, rich shade. Are you kidding me? Okay, so I am pissed off and fed up, and I just can't go forward with supporting Hourglass anymore. I've said it before, I've bitched and moaned in shopping blog videos. I've spoken about them in different videos. I just did a bronzer video where I spoke about their bronzers being trash as far as the shade range goes. And you know what? I'm just gonna, we're done. We're gonna wash our hands and let them go because they're not hearing us. They're not listening. They don't care. And there is no reason for me to pander to a brand to include me and get my black dollars. So therefore, they can kick rocks. And I am imploring you guys to add pressure on them, but also make up your mind. Do you want to support this brand as well? Or do you want to join in as an ally? Even if some of these shades work for you. Like this works decently for me. It looks beautiful on the skin. Let's not front like their formulations aren't beautiful. The ambient lighting products are stunning. I'm not going to pretend that these aren't pretty, but why am I supporting a brand that doesn't care about us? You know, they don't show up for us. Why are we showing up for them? So those are my final thoughts. This is being returned actually. I actually reached out to them for a return label. I'm not playing games with any of these brands these days. No, I am returning products with a swiftness. If they don't work for me, I want my money back. I ain't playing with you. So give it back. So I am sending that back and I don't care, okay? No, I am not gonna hold on to it. Why? Absolutely not. So this is going back. I already own a light palette from them that is years and years old at this point, and I own other powders from them that I enjoy, but we're gonna enjoy them offline because absolutely not, we're not gonna promote them anymore on this channel. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're picking this up, and you know what? I want to see what the hell they come out with for volume 3. Oh my god, let's see what the heck they come out with, and I am ready to put them on blast again when they come out with volume 3. Can you imagine? So pathetic. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and leave links to my Instagram and Twitter over here so you can follow me along. I will also leave generic affiliate links down below so you can shop through Sephora, Ulta, Nordstrom, and Macy's. An affiliate link means I will get a small sales commission if you make a purchase through my link. If you're not comfortable with that, just shop the way you normally shop. No muss, no fuss. But if you do shop through my links, thank you so much. It does help me to put right back into the channel, and I do appreciate you guys showing your support. And as always, go ahead and hit like, subscribe, favorites, all that good stuff. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye guys.